Hi there! Welcome to another installment of the FDS tutorial series. In the last video, I guided you through the blank NACE First Destination Survey, or FDS template, which you receive annually to complete the survey. In this video, we'll be working with a sample of a completed survey to demonstrate how to properly fill it out. So, let's get started by navigating to the template on the NACE website. Once you are there, you'll want to head over to the Research tab and select First Destination Survey. Then, from the menu on the left side, click on Standards and Protocols. Scroll down to Examples and Tutorials, and you'll see the option to download the sample of a completed survey. Once you've got that file, open it up and let's go through it together. We're going to start with the Bachelor's Summary Sheet, which is the default tab when you open the sample file. We'll walk through how to fill out both the summary and program data sheets, and as we go along, we'll reference the definitions as needed. Let's begin with IPEDS code. This stands for the Integrated Post-Secondary Education Data System code. This field auto-populates when you select your institution name in the next column. In the institution name column, start typing your school's name and select it from the drop-down list. For this example, we're using NACE College. You'll notice that the code fills in automatically. If your institution isn't listed, no worries, you can type it in manually. Just make sure you're using the institution's official name. And make sure to enter manually the IPEDS code as well. You will fill out the data for all demographic populations in the first row. After that, there are specific demographic breakdowns in several rows. Enter data where applicable, and if there are no data, just leave it blank. Don't put zeros. In the total number graduated column, enter the total number of graduates at the specified level. Make sure this reflects the entire graduating class, not just the survey participants. Also, keep in mind that the sum of the red highlighted columns must equal the total number graduated. This is a key validation point. For the number of standard employees full-time, input the number of graduates working 30 or more hours a week. In the number of standard employees part-time column, record those working fewer than 30 hours a week. It is important that you don't sum other employment categories like freelancers or contractors in these full-time and part-time columns. This is a common mistake that can cause the red highlighted columns not to match the total. If you're working with the master's or doctoral tabs, you'll see additional categories for faculty roles. For associates and bachelor's degrees, these categories don't apply. Instead, fill out the columns related to entrepreneurial graduates for both full-time and part-time. Next, fill out the columns for temporary or contract workers, freelance workers, and postgraduate internships or fellowships. Make sure to enter data for both full-time and part-time where applicable. Afterward, ensure to complete the columns for other categories such as service employees, military service, continuing education, and those seeking employment or further education, as well as graduates not seeking either. It's important to mention that the number no information column is for graduates where no post-graduation data are available. Now for salary and bonus data. In number of salaries, make sure to enter the total count of known full-time salaries. Reporting the number of salaries is critical. Without it, the data are considered null and cannot be used. Next, report the salary mean or average salary and the salary median or midpoint salary for full-time employees. Remember that salaries should reflect yearly amounts, not hourly wages, and be sure to exclude extreme outliers to avoid skewing your data. On the program data sheets, you'll find additional columns for salary low, which is the lowest full-time salary reported, and salary high, the highest full-time salary reported. The salary low and high columns do not appear in the summary sheets. Instead, you will see number receiving bonuses, which is the total count of full-time graduates who received bonuses, and bonus mean and bonus median, which are calculated similarly to salaries. Now let's talk about the program data sheets. These work pretty much the same way as the summary sheets. But here, you'll enter data for specific academic programs rather than demographic groups. The institution name will auto-populate the IPEDS code again. If you can't find your institution, type it in manually as it's nationally listed. Next, the academic program name and CIP code columns work together. Start typing the program name, and the CIP code will fill in. If it doesn't, use the CIP codes tab to find the correct one. Note that we utilize CIP codes to the 100th decimal place only. CIP codes are especially important to enter when providing coded or abbreviated academic program names. To streamline data entry, you can easily copy and paste the drop-down menus for institution and academic program name down the sheet to populate those columns. Feel free to use this method if it's helpful. However, if your list is already pre-coded, you can enter it manually. After that, fill out the rest of the columns like you did for the summary sheets, ensuring that the red highlighted totals match the total number of graduates. Once you've completed entering your data, the next step is to submit the template. Email your file to research@naceweb.org, and for the subject line, use something like NACE First Destination Survey, data submission from your school name. Make sure to send your data before the deadline. Thank you for tuning in. We hope this tutorial has made you more confident in navigating the FDS template and reporting your graduate outcomes. If you have any questions or need support, don't hesitate to reach out to the NACE research team at research@naceweb.org or give us a call at 6106251025.